Yeah, it's on a Saturday now. Oh, the camera is bad. It has some oils. So I need to clean it up. Yes, right now it is now clear. So I now go by the name Maxim Felix Kenobi. That is now my new name. A new beginning. A new life. So yesterday, I was just in my random thoughts. Okay, these are very conscious thoughts that come by. I think I've been blessed with this ability to think out of the box and thinking about my life and comparing it, or let's say, not comparing it with my nini, but and that it is coinciding with my spiritual life. I don't know. I have this skin is just shedding off. So what was I saying? Yes, that whatever I am thinking correlates with my spiritual life and my physical life. Okay. So in my conscious thinking and my random thoughts, I thought of okay. I came across this article from I don't know. Okay, some business website somewhere talked about business. So it was talking about this man who added a name in his name. He was I guess Somali or Muslim. Ain't sure about that, but he was of that origin. I guess in Nigeria. He went to the US. Goes to this university, great university. I don't know what he does, but while he's okay, he finishes his course, wants to look for a job, but his course-mates are lucky, are getting jobs here and there, and he's there struggling. He's very unlucky. He decides to do something. His names were of Islam origin, right? And he used to send numerous, if not thousands of job applications. And I guess a random idea hits him. He decides to try it out, to change his name, or okay, not to change his name, to modify his name. He decides to add the name Mark to his name, an English name. All right. After that, immediately the first job he applies for, he gets it, and he described it as people are looking at him, at his name, and they were like, oh, this guy is an African. Okay, not African per se, but he's an Islam. Usually African Islam are feared there in America. So that is what happened. It immediately he changed his name. It earned him a job immediately. So I don't know what came into my mind. By the way, that bothered me for a minute. Unconsciously I did, but consciously didn't. By the way, I just read the article and whatever. So in my unconscious decision, it is telling me, by the way, have you ever thought of changing your name? Okay, I know you changed your name from Karanja to Kenobi a while back while I was starting this diaries. It was actually the first, while I was starting this diaries. It was in maybe February, May. It's about in May. there about. Even yeah, yeah, yeah. Remember it was in the March. So it again hits me. Okay, you changed your name, but has your life changed at any point in any way? This is happening unconsciously. Not that I'm thinking very consciously about it. I'm actually in my random thoughts thinking about other things. Alright? So it hits my mind. Okay. You might consider changing your name now. Your first name. Your first English name. They call it the name of baptism in Kenya. Jina ya ubatizo. It is now the English name that was brought by the colonialists. So, have you ever considered changing the name? A debate in my mind. The voices and the voices are not very loud. They're just okay. They're just playing around. They are there debating, and by the minute the voices starts to be louder and louder, until now it reached a point. It is now the debate is now moved from that unconscious to the conscious me who is aware of it. Okay, this is when I'm trying to sleep. By the time this debate is getting louder, it is in my sleep. I'm trying to sleep. This is at almost at 1 a.m. I think so. So it gets louder and louder. So I start to think, okay, what can replace Maxwell? The name Maxwell that I have, which now is now my past. I'm now by the name Maxim. M.A.K.S.I.M. Maxim. Maxim Felix Kenobi. So okay, start to think, okay, which name can replace the name Maxwell? I think of Clyde. 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 And I know where that name came from the company that is still in mind. Clio Magazine. I looked at the name Clio Magazine. I must have a relatable name. It is related to something that I own. Clyde. That name doesn't fit me. How I look. I've not combed my hair. So the name Clyde doesn't deserve me. I decided to go to buy some bundles. I didn't. The internet ended yesterday. It depleted yesterday. My 2 GB depleted yesterday. So I decided to do what? I buy some bundles using Airtel. I go on the internet and search what the name Clyde means. And from my research, small research, I found out that Clyde means of an unknown origin. And I'm like, bro, you want to direct your life from that path, from an unknown origin. Yani, you are not known by people. You do not have an origin. Okay. That puts me off. So I do some research here and there, and the names. Okay, I do a bit of dig up and discover more names with the aim of I wanted it to fit a certain context. So I came across this name Maxim. It's of the Russian origin. So I say, okay, it is close to whatever I'm looking for. Right. The name means the greatest. But now the greatest with Kenobi, will it fit the context? Okay, will it complete my life in a way that I'm serving this purpose? You know, a name has an impact in someone's life. When I start to think, okay, this actually came into my mind unconscious. I think of Abraham and Sarah. They at the initial point they are not called Abraham. Abraham was called Abram, and Sarah was called Sarai. Right? So these are the Bible stories. But, okay, not Bible stories, but these are the lessons that we learned in high school. This was in the first year, Form 1. Okay, the first year in high school is when you are taught about Abraham, his what he was promised, what God told him, what God promised him, all that. So analyze the context. Why did God decide to change Abraham's name, or Abram's name, by then, and decided to add Ham? Okay, it was Abram. Now he decided to add HA for the Nini. Why did the Nini decide to do that? It is because, okay, leave alone that. Like Sarah is called Sarai. God decides to remove the I with H. Sarai, Sarah. I decide to add the H. Okay. Now, he went on. Now after Abraham, he decides to go to which person? Which person did he decide? The name was decided. Trickles down to the generation of David, trickles down to the generation of Joseph, and now Jesus. Jesus is the one whose name was dictated even before he came to this earth. But why? Why didn't the parents given the task to give him the name? It is because the names, from all those examples that I've given, this guy that changed his name, added the name Mark to his name, there's Jesus, there's Abraham, there's Abram, they are all those people. They are all those people whose names were individually selected because their destiny dictated them to have the names, for them to acquire blessings and for their spiritual world to accept whatever God had promised them. They had to change their names, meaning that the conclusion is that everyone's name affects their lives, affects their spiritual lives, which directly affects their physical and the reality that we live in, the real life that we live in. Alright? Cool. Now, that is what was playing into my mind. And I thought of what name can it be. So I did some research. I came across this Maxim. This Maxim, there is, what else? There's Felix. Okay, Maxim means the greatest. Felix means the lucky and the blessed one. What else? Came across other names such as Faras, which is I guess is from the Muslim or Arabic origin. But okay, I came across again Hiroshi. Oh, Hiroshi. Hiroshi is another name that came into my mind. What else came into my mind? I wrote them somewhere. I guess so those are the names that I wrote down. The four. And now I decided to go with the two. Maxim Felix, Kenobi. Kenobi is now, it's of course my name. Now, I asked God to at least guide me, to at least show a sign that of which name deserves me. To at least give me a sign which name deserves me, and will lead me to my destiny. All right, it's a prayer that I've made after now making suggestions. It is actually in my notes, in my color note. I usually make notes in an app called color notes. So those are the suggestions that I give. I wanted to look for the fifth name, but I lacked it, so I had to leave it at that. And now decided, you know what? Let me just sleep. Tomorrow, tomorrow, God will give me a sign. God will definitely talk. God will show a sign that this is the name that I deserve. This is the name that I really suits my destiny. That suits me so that I can reach my destiny. And I'm yet to finish the story because more is about to come. I'm undergoing the process of evaluation so that an answer can be given to me. Divine intervention, divine answer can be given to me. So that's that. That is what led me to change my name. Yeah. Uh, so yesterday. So now I got back to creating content for Maxis, and I came to my YouTube channel. Usually I do shorts. I came looked at the videos, and the last video that I did before I quit, imagine it has 5,000 views, and I'm like, bro, what is happening? What is happening? By the way, what is happening? Great things are happening, and by the way, I've come to note that whenever something great is happening in my life, let's say, okay, I decide to do something and I just give up, like I do something and I leave it at there. When I come back, I come to note that it has time to be a great thing than that thing that I've done consciously and I'm waiting for the results. It's always the opposite. Something that I know that I've put the effort and I've worked hard, and I do it expecting the results. It doesn't come as that. But whatever thing that I do unconsciously and I leave it and I even forget about it, it's the one that blows up, becomes a blessing in by the way, I wanted to say a blessing in disguise, but I don't know what I'm saying. So it becomes a blessing. It becomes something great. By the way, I've started to think I should now start taking things in another in another let me not say form, but I should now start thinking of doing things not expecting the results. I already got getting what I want to mean. Like when I do something, I should not expect the result. And if I do something, I forget about it. Okay, that is the context. If I do something, just forget about it. Forget that you have not done anything. And you will realize that you'll have done great things. Whereas it is not hitting your mind that you really did them. Because when you think about it, when you think about what you have done, it won't bring the results. All right. I think I should be training myself towards that. I do something, forget about it. As long as you have given your best, forget about it. Post it. You need to talk to somebody, talk to them, and just walk away. You think of doing something that is small and will help or influence people. Do it and forget about it. Do it and such things. And it has opened to great musicians. You find that okay, they have done many songs, but this time they decide to do this song that is. I know it might not have some impact, but let me just do it, and they post it, and that is the first time they blow up. You can do 1,000. I'm sure this guy who created the bulb, he tried 1,000 times, and I'm sure the 1,000 time that the bulb lit. Imagine it was just a random that he came across. He decided, let me just this and this and this. He was actually not conscious about it. He decided, let me just do it. And the bulb lot, lit. And I think that is how I should be handling life. Take things easy and don't take, what? What am I saying? Just do things. Just do things. Just do your thing. I don't expect easy results. So it's on a Saturday. Which happened every Saturday. It's as if it's a culture. I find myself here. In this field. Today I don't have money to go to the market and buy something. No, I don't. So I'm just here. I don't know doing what. I'm even looking for something to do. But I noted that there is Wi-Fi here. Usually the Wi-Fi here is being turned on and turned off, and it cannot be dependent on the Wi-Fi here on what is the name? What is the name of this field? It has a name. And it starts with a P. But whatever the case. Oh, pavilion grounds. Yes, pavilion. So it is a Saturday for me. Today I don't have much to talk about. I've now 6 minutes. So there's some events happening in Kenya right now. That includes outside Kenya. So Ruto decided that he'll go to the US soil for a state visit. This is after 2 decades This is after 2 decades when the last president went to America. And I should think this is Moi or Mwai Kibaki who went for a state visit to America. And guess what? He went for he went for 20. Okay, he decided to charter an aeroplane for 200 and is it 50 million Kenyan shillings, taxpayers' money, and now he's being sniped at by the international media broadcasting companies. I don't know the name, but I guess it is from India. It is from India. Okay, I don't know where the origin is, but I guess it's from India or something. And so, so Ruto decided that he'll go to the US with the taxpayers' money, and it's not 2 shillings; it is 250 million shillings, and now even more. It has costed almost $500 million, or $500,000, you should guess, $500,000 US dollars, taxpayers' money to travel to the US, including all the expenses that he'll incur, the cars, the everything, the logistics that he has. It will cost about $500,000 US dollars for Kenyans, taxpayers' money. And the irony is that he went to the US to sell Kenya. And what do I mean by this? There has been this proposal that the Kenyan army, okay, I don't know if it is the police officers, if it is the police officers that are supposed to be taken to Haiti, where there is, I don't know what is happening there, but there is war, conflicts. And so Ruto has decided that he'll go to US to sign that contract to take the Kenyan army or police officers. But you see, the laws of Kenya dictates that the army is the one supposed to be taken to hide outside the Kenyan borders. Kenyan police are supposed to be just what? Kenyan police are the ones supposed to be deployed. Oh, the Kenyan army, KDF, is the one supposed to be deployed outside the Kenyan borders. Otherwise, the police officers are the ones supposed to be here. And it's actually logical to say that, because what special powers, what special skills do the police officers own so that they can be taken out of the country? You see, that is even risking more lives, and you are not thinking logically about it. So he decided to go to the US to sell Kenyans, to trade Kenyans, I guess, for money, for even loans, for treaties. And when I just look at it, I know Ruto is there with the goodwill of Kenyans, but I think it is of more his personal interest. Okay, and here I'll not think logically or even long term like yesterday. You see, the taxes that he is about to impose in cars and whatever, okay, that makes sense. But here, I think he's having some selfish gains or benefits so that he can get some favor from the US government. He's trading Kenyans literally. When you think about it, imagine the police or whoever will be taken to Haiti to be keeping peace there. Imagine they start dying. And you know, Haiti is a country that is way more far than, I guess Haiti is around the Caribbean countries. It is near the Caribbean countries, or even the US, near the US. And why is it only that Kenya is the only African country that is offering the army? It's the only African country that is sacrificing the people, the army, the personnel to go and keep peace in Haiti. Why should you travel from Kenya to from Africa to another continent to take people, your army, so that they may be killed? So that, I don't know, whatever motives that Ruto has, it's a big question. It's really a big question that I'm asking myself because it doesn't make sense. Okay, fine. We have armies in Somalia, and you know that has a, okay, it is affecting us directly. So that makes sense when we take the army to Somalia. They can keep peace there so that the Al Shabaab cannot come to Kenya and attack us, because we have had several occasional attacks in Kenya. There's the Westgate Mall, there's the Garissa University, there's, where many students were killed. And by the way, you know, Garissa University is chat, no, it's a branch of Moi University. I don't know if it was given a charter to become independent. So that makes sense. When you take your troops to Somalia to keep peace, it is preventing the Shabab from getting into the Kenyan borders and making attacks and killing Kenyans. Fine. There is Congo. By the way, he has asked this question by Abdikadir, someone. Alright, I'm coming back to that story. So, um, so there's the Congo incident where, by the way, this is what is happening in the world right now. Congo is having minerals and has had the greatest minerals such as cobalt. There is gold. There is all sorts of minerals that are there in Congo. All right. So what people are doing, and you know how Africans are very foolish. We are just we are just servants. We act like servants to the whites. What the US government is doing is that it is causing chaos. It is causing confusion. It is causing wars. It is the one that is causing war in the what do you call it? In the Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, so that they can steal, and steal is stealing anyway. I'll not sugarcoat things here. And by my YouTube channel says that I'll not sugarcoat things. I say things as they are. So the Americans are eyeing the minerals that are there in Congo. All right, and so they cause confusion and wars in there, so that people might fight against themselves, and they have a chance to steal their cobalt, their gold, their other elements there in Congo. There is, you know, there are many. So, and now here comes is it the African Union or the UN, United Nations? It is asking for people to for countries to generously give their donate their armies so that they can keep peace in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Right? Congo is our neighbor, but not our immediate neighbor. Okay, but that makes sense. They are going to keep peace there so that at least you do something so that it doesn't affect you. If you see that something is affecting your neighbor, you must do something, because it's only a matter of time before it affects you, right? And that is what he did. He deployed the army to Congo. Fine. At least that makes sense. But thinking of Haiti, Abdikadir now, he followed the guy to the US, and he's just a nuisance to me. I know Ruto is feeling like, bro, this other day he was interviewed while he was in State House, and Abdikadir was straightforward. He was asking for direct questions from the president about this. I was actually questioning about this amend what do you call it, this financial bill last year. He's questioning about house levy, and he was direct. He was actually, you know how you can invoke someone's anger, just invoking, yeah, just you know. And now, this time now, he has followed him to the US, and he's looking for answers from him. He's stripping the president naked. He's stripping the president naked of why deploy the army or the personnel who are going to keep peace in Haiti, whereas in Kenya we are dealing with bandits. The cases are there of bandits in the West Pokot and the North Rift. And the question is very logical. Why deploy the army outside the Kenyan borders? Why start to or cool down the fire at someone else's place, and it is far from you, whereas it is your own home is burning? The question made sense, and by there it resonated with me. It does not make sense why you should deploy army or the police to go to another. And actually, the country is actually beyond your continent to keep peace, whereas your place doesn't have peace. It doesn't make sense. Ruto, whatever your intentions are, I don't know. They are not good, and the Kenyans are not happy about it. They are questioning you. And by the way, you don't have my vote in 2027. Period. Better give to a Jacoya or anyone who will be there. By the way, and will be making sense. My vote is going to someone else. You not come here and talk sweet nothings to me. It won't work this time. Because the last election that I voted was a silly Kenyan. And do you remember this was my first time voting? And so I have to end it, this diary there. I just do daily rants and talk about random things. And that's that. Remember, if it can be shaken, it can be moved. Until tomorrow, adios.